Chapter 4. I awakened several times during the night, but only for a moment, only to blink into the darkness, squirm into a more comfortable position, and fall asleep again. I sleep better than in my bed at home. The hay does something to me, the warm, itchy hay, and the cage with its bars. I feel like an animal, a burrowing animal running on instincts, a creature who wants nothing but a place to sleep, a long, safe, dark sleep. Then suddenly it's morning. Before I open my eyes, I know something's wrong. I've overslept, and someone's close by whispering. My muscles tense as my brain starts branching off a whole slew of what-if scenarios. I open my eyes and see straw. I sunk deep into the hay in my sleep. Through the straw, I see a row of serious first graders lining up outside my cage, hands clutching the bars, their teacher behind them with a puzzled look. "What animal is that, Miss Taylor?" one of the kids asks. "It looks human," another one says, "but it's in a cage, so it must be an animal." "Maybe this is the missing link," a third one adds authoritatively. "Kids," their teacher says, "don't be silly. She's a person. She probably works here at the zoo." She smiles closer. "Or perhaps her parents do?" She smiles. "Hello." I mutter something, feeling them watching me as I crawl out of the straw, blinking dust out of my eyes. I leave the cage and walk away until I'm around a corner, then sprint to one of the public toilets. It's empty and clean, smelling of pine and citrus cleaner. I see a shadow in the mirror as I wash my hands. There's probably straw in my hair. I defocus my eyes until everything is blurry and look up into the mirror, run my hands through my hair until it seems to be less of a mess. The elastic that held back my ponytail is missing. It's somewhere in my cage, probably. I need to get up earlier tomorrow. I can't be still asleep when people arrive. I feel filthy, but I can't do much about that. I didn't bring a change of clothes. I didn't bring anything. The money I withdrew from that ATM won't last forever, and there's not a lot I can buy without leaving the zoo. Only some food and whatever they have in the souvenir shop. I imagine walking out of the gates and feel empty. I curl my hands and my palms ache. I don't even have my box. Last year, there was a picture of a needle in my biology textbook. A microscopic image, magnified, impossible to miss when I flipped through the book the first day of school. A colony of orange bacteria crowded on the needle point. I'd never before realized that there would be bacteria on needles, and the image made me so sick I had to run to the bathroom and throw up. I had 7 needles then, rolling loose in my nightstand drawer. When I finished throwing up, I went back to my room and dug them all out. I sat down on my desk, and the needles made a soft tinkling sound when they tumbled out of my palm onto a sheet of white-lined paper. I shuddered thinking about the bacteria, but I pushed at them with my fingers, slowly arranging the needles by length and width of the needle. Some of them had dried blood on the points, some had tiny pieces of skin tissue stuck to them. I got rubbing alcohol from the bathroom and I scrubbed each one. Ever since I've had my tin box. It holds my needles in a proper needle container and a small bottle of disinfectant spray, a packet of sterile tissues, and balls of cotton. I don't know how I'll manage without my box. I put my hands back behind my back and I try to think of something else I'll miss from home. Books, and music too, lyrics, words. I need words to run through my brain, words from books, from music, from TV shows, lyrics, paragraphs, dialogue. The words march through my head one by one, fast and loud, blocking out the pictures in my head. The movies running in my brain. I need the words, drumming onward and obscuring the view, keeping me safe on the inside of my head. Now I have no books, no music, and no needles. Only the elephants. But they're enough. They have to be enough. I wash the best I can with the nasty soap. Mom always said shampoo was overrated, but she would never have approved of me brushing my teeth with a finger. I go back to the elephants and stand there most of the day. I lean against the concrete wall and stretch my hands toward the elephants, grazing in the distance, and imagine an invisible line arcing from my fingertips, touching the elephants, linking me to them, linking us together for always. Today is different. Yesterday I was visiting, but last night I moved in. Today this is my home, and I spend the day getting settled in, finding out where everything is and how to get there. I notice where people sit with their kids for lunch and sometimes leave whole meals practically untouched. I find out people often forget useful things in the bathroom. I try not to attract attention, keep to the crowds, and try to keep track of the staff, who is where and when. I search for possible hiding places, entrances, and exits, and when the zoo closes and night falls, I know what to do and where to go. The souvenir shop is close to the main entrance. I visit when it's crowded to avoid attracting the attention of the people at the counter. I walk around it twice, making note of everything I will be able to find there. I snatch a toothbrush with a zebra pattern off the shelf and buy it despite the ridiculous price. I make note of the shorts with a tiger tail or peacock feathers on the bottom. They've got loads of t-shirts, but the price is too high. Although there's an ATM in the zoo, I can't use that one. If someone is looking for me, if Aunt Phoebe calls the police, the ATM transaction would give my location away. My second night in the tiger cage is not as restful as the first one. I need a shower. I itch everywhere, my hair feels oily and disgusting and keeps falling in my face. I dive into the hay, crawl around the bottom of the cage like a blind fish exploring the bottom of the ocean, but I don't find my elastic. Gone with the rest of the junk, probably. I sleep in fits, a few minutes at a time until late in the night, then I drop off again, and again I oversleep. But although my watch tells me it's half an hour past opening time, nobody's by my cage. I go to the bathroom, brush straw from my hair with my hands, wash my hands and face, and since nobody's there, quickly try to wash my hair with the soap provided. It takes too long. It takes forever to get the soap out, and I start to panic. Someone's going to walk in, see me washing my hair, guess I have no business staying here, call security. I'll get thrown out, and they'll never let me in again. But nobody comes. My hair is relatively clean, and my shoulders are soaked, but I feel much better. I blink at the mirror, notice my wet lashes before I defocus my eyes, and concentrate on combing my hair with my fingers until my blurry image looks almost normal. I go sit on a bench, letting the sun dry my hair, and wonder what to do about breakfast. Mom used to say breakfast was the most important meal of the day, and she would not have approved of my leftover chocolate bar, even one with peanuts, which technically is a fruit. Hey! I twist around, see someone standing on the path, and I clench my fists and open them, raise a hand in a half-hearted greeting as I prepare to scuttle away. It's the guy from the elephant arena. I've watched him 2 days in a row now, watched him feed the elephants, talk to them, play with them. I've sent waves of envious energy toward him, but I've faded into the crowd, and fortunately he's never noticed. He's wearing the same zoo uniform, green trousers, orange and green t-shirt, and a baseball cap that says Pilgrim Zoo over his blonde hair. And I sigh as I back away, wishing I were the one who could walk into the elephant enclosure as if I belonged. He walks closer, stops a few feet away. I stare at his feet and I wonder if I can get away with bolting instead of waiting to see what he has to say. What are you doing here? He says. I'm just visiting, I say, with my parents. He takes a couple of steps closer and I back away. Really? Yeah, I dig in my pocket, wondering if my ticket is still there, and if a ticket from 2 days ago will pass. My ticket's here somewhere if you need to see it. Where are your parents then? I gesture vaguely. Around here somewhere. I think they went to see the penguins. He makes a sound. I think he chuckles. Today's Monday. We don't open till 2 o'clock today. My heart shrivels up. I duck my head, turn, and take a few steps away from him, but he moves and he's again standing in my way. I feel his eyes on me, curious and wary. How'd you get in here? I shrug. Have you been here since yesterday? I shrug. You don't like talking, do you? I shake my head. I think he grins. No problem. He gestures around. Most of my friends around here don't talk much either. He's wrong. The elephants are vocal. They make different sounds, and they have a special one when he enters their yard, welcoming him. I heard them yesterday and the day before as I stood by the netting, envy writhing inside me as he talked to them. You really shouldn't be here, he says. There are rules and stuff. Sorry, I mumble and start walking away. I'm leaving. Where are you going? The gates are all locked. You can't get out without a key. I stop, because it makes no sense to run. He'd simply call a security guard to find me. Can you let me out? I asked when he just stands and stares. Are you homeless? He asks back. A runaway or something? Something. I start, walking down the narrow path alongside the aquarium wall. He's following me. How come? You're only a kid. I'm older than I look. Still, how does someone like you become homeless? I shrug. Are you hungry? You can have some of the fruit if you want. It's for the chimps, but I'm sure they can spare some for a fellow hungry primate. He sits down in the grass next to the do not walk on the grass sign and grabs an apple from his pail, takes a bite. Go on, have some fruit. I'm starving. I've been saving my money because I need to make it last, and I've hardly eaten anything in 2 days. Just some popcorn from an untouched box a little kid left on a bench, some French fries a woman didn't want, and ice cream from a vending machine. I'm picky, and I only eat leftovers if they haven't been touched, but I suppose long enough in here, and I'll be gobbling down half-eaten sandwiches. I reach into his pail, grab 2 bananas and an apple, and I cautiously sit on the other side of the bucket, ready to stand up in a flash. He's too friendly. There must be a catch. Have you been sleeping here? He asks, between noisy bites of his apple. Yeah. How long? Just last night, I lie. Why? He's looking at me, talking to me, but it's not as bad as usual. I'm not here where I'm safe. Are you going to turn me in? He shrugs. I don't know yet. Why are you here? I shrug. What's your name? My tongue is stuck. There's no way I'm telling him my real name. I never want to hear my name again. It's poisoned now, ruined. I look away and up and away, and I see a big, hairy face glare at us from the gorilla habitat. I remembered Mom's favorite movie. My name's Leia. He grins, eyebrows raised, and I feel stupid. I stare past him at the small tree close enough to see his expressions without looking at him. Leia? Like the princess? I nod. His grin widens, turns into a laugh. Your parents Star Wars nuts or something? Something. I'm Kyle. My mom runs this place, so naturally her only child is consigned to manual labor. What do the elephants feel like? I asked suddenly. It's missing from my dream. I'm not sure what it feels like when I reach back and touch the elephant's leg. What do you mean? What do they feel like when you touch them? Is their skin warm or cold? Do you feel their pulse through their skin? Are they soft or hard? The questions don't surprise him, like he must have heard them a million times before. Their skin's rough, wrinkled, much more as they're older. More so as they're older. It's very thick. They're warm to the touch. Are they dangerous? Well, theoretically, yes, but not really. Not to us. We've never had a serious elephant accident at Pilgrim Zoo. They can get angry if provoked, of course. And they roar, I whisper. They stand on their hind legs and roar, and when they slam back down, the earth trembles. Kyle peers at me. You're weird. I am. I'm different and weird, and I always will be. What's it like being homeless, he asks. I shrug. Do you sleep on park benches or in a cardboard box or under a bridge? I'm feeling brave now, not scared like I'd be if I was at school and someone was talking to me. The elephants are close by. I feel protected. No, I sleep in a zoo. Where exactly? Doesn't matter. Kyle laughs. I know the zoo inside and out. I can easily find your hiding place if I bother looking. I shrug. Whatever. Kyle bites a final chunk from his apple. How does someone become homeless? Did your parents throw you out? I don't have parents. You're an orphan? It sounds old-fashioned and pathetic, and I grimace. That's too bad, Kyle says. I'm sorry. I mean, my parents split, and I hardly ever see my dad anymore, but I still know he's somewhere. It's okay. Why'd you come to Pilgrim's? I finish my banana, drop the peel back in the bucket like Kyle did with his apple core, and I start on the apple, still starving. Juice runs down my chin. I wipe it away with the back of my hand and don't answer. Maybe we can make a deal. I drop the rest of the apple, draw my knees up to my chest, get ready to run. I doubt it. Wait, you would like to stay here, right? Yeah, I could use some help. What do you mean? Mom's on my case. There was a small problem. We had a fight, and while she thinks as long as she keeps me occupied here, I won't get into trouble somewhere else. So, I say cautiously, I've got a million chores to do every damn day for the entire summer. Running back and forth, cleaning up messes from animals and people both. Sweeping the ground, bottle feeding orangutans, moving chairs and tables back and forth. He groans. If you help me out with some of the most boring stuff, I won't turn you in, and you can stay here as long as it works. I think about it. Picture myself walking around among the crowds, picking up litter and piling up folding chairs. It is a nice image. I would be a part of the zoo, invisible almost. But it couldn't work. I shake my head. People are going to notice me, the staff, your mom, and everybody if I'm doing your work. That's exactly the point. They're supposed to notice. Kyle says it's the perfect plan. It will give you an excuse to be here, and my mom keeps saying she wants to get to know my friends, so she'll be happy too. He rolls his eyes. Of course. What she really wants is to keep an eye on my friend so she can make sure I'm not in bad company. He looks me up and down, and despite the homeless thing, you don't exactly look like bad company. I feel my face warm, and I stand up and start walking fast. Leave me alone, I yell when he follows me. What's the problem? I thought you wanted to stay at Pilgrim's for a while. When something's too good to be true, it always is, and when something sounds bad, it's always even worse. Kyle is just a kid in trouble with his mom. He can't help me. I can't meet people. I've given too much away. I can't have people see me, I amend. Someone might recognize me. Is your face on a milk carton? No, I told you, no parents. Nobody cares where I am. Nobody will recognize you. He's right at my back. I'll give you one of my Pilgrim's t-shirts and baseball cap. Nobody will see past the uniform. Don't you see how perfect this is for both of us? Mom will be off my case, and you get to stay. You know, you won't get away with this any other way. The staff aren't that many. They'll notice you're always around. And if Mom sees someone like you and thinks you're my girlfriend, my life will get a lot easier. I stop so quickly Kyle walks into me, and my face flushes like a flood racing over my face. Your girlfriend? Duh, yeah, that's what we'll want her to think. I stare at the zoo logo on his shirt, wondering how he could possibly want some people thinking someone like me was his girlfriend. My devoted girlfriend, Kyle continues, keeping me out of trouble. Perfect cover for you, perfect cover for me. My girlfriend, hosing down the elephants in the name of love. No way, I can't. I draw in a deep breath. Hold it, hosing down the elephants? It's play mostly for fun. We don't have a trunk, so we spray them with a hose. Dylan is the guy in charge. He supervises the elephants and all the bigger animals. But I get to do a lot of fun stuff, and you can join in. There's music somewhere, probably just inside my head, notes trilling together, tripping over themselves in excitement. You mean I would be helping you take care of the elephants, not only picking up litter and sweeping the ground? He nods. Sure, it's easy. They're not that dangerous if you're careful. Okay, I interrupt him, terrified now that he'll change his mind, that I'll miss this chance. It's too good to be true. I know it's too good to be true. But at that moment, I don't care. I'll do it. We have a deal. Kyle grins. Cool. Come on. I'll show you how to muck elephant poop.